Sharren, just how, as I'm speaking to you here, this is sort of 24 hours after this has happened, how wounded do Jewish people feel and Israeli people feel, given that they believe that Australia was their friend?
Well, it's quite hurtful because Australia has always been such a strong ally and friend to the state of Israel. This come at a time where, just in the last month, 4 Israelis were killed by Palestinians. We have a dispute here in Israel, and we have a territorial dispute. But the core of this dispute is religious and it is cultural. And that announcement gave a very strong support to Palestinians who are actually, committed a few terrorist acts during the last month as well. It is very hurtful. And it's very sad to see Australia act in this way.
You see, the Foreign Minister, Sharren, sorry to interrupt, the Foreign Minister has failed to articulate any national interest reason for this major reversal of Australian foreign policy. And you and I have said perhaps to placate the Labor left, but worse, this is the bit that is awful, really, and I'm speaking as Australian. They failed to inform Israel before announcing such a decision. So, Sharren, along with the foreign policy insult to Israel, we obviously now have to add discourtesy.
Yeah, and you know what? The Australian Labor Party know that Israel is a beacon of light in our region. They know that Israel is the only stable democracy in the Middle East. They know that Israel is a moral compass that share the same values as Australian people, those values of equality, those values of freedom, of rights to minorities, freedom of religion, and women's rights, children's rights, more so rights to the LGBT community. We respect and they find refuge in Israel, while all around the Middle East, the LGBT community is being persecuted. The Palestinian Authority put them in jail. They're being murdered in the West Bank and in Gaza for the sole reason for being part of this community.
Yeah, they don't even believe in Israel. I mean, along with Iran and others who will be given very significant strength as a consequence of this decision. They believe that Israel should be blown off the map. I mean, your Prime Minister Lapid spent a gap year here at a Jewish youth camp. I mean, he knows the scene. He was entitled to respond by saying, we can only hope that the Australian government manages other matters more seriously and professionally. Look, I mean, given Israel, you've said it, I've said it, a loyal and trusted international friend, and given this insult that's been delivered to Australia, where Israel have provided us with technology, intelligence, counterterrorism, defence and so on, it's our closest and most reliable partner in the Middle East, from which many security threats to Australia, I might add, emanate. Has this decision put the relationship at risk?
Well, we will have to see in the near future because that statement make a very clear position for us Israeli, where the Labor government is settled on the Israeli-Palestinian issues. And it makes me very sad. It shows that this government have a double standard. It shows that this government does not support Israel and back up the Palestinian Authority, even though funding terrorism, even though, they don't share those same values, even though, Penny Wong, she's from the LGBT community. Her community in the Palestinian territory is being persecuted by the Palestinian Authority. And she decided to stand by the Palestinian Authority more than to stand with Israel and the moral compass that Israel shares in this region. And so obviously spending like that will have probably consequences, and we'll have to see in the near future how it plays.